Welcome to Shadow TV Productions, and today I'm going to be counting down the top 5 fights I want to see before 2023. Something worth note before the list starts is that I'm not going to be including any fights that are almost guaranteed to be happening, like Anatoly versus Arjun, or Alizov versus Superbone, because we pretty much already know that those fights are going to be happening. These fights are just speculation that I hope happen in the future. Starting off the list at number 5 is Shuya Kamakubo taking on Kevin Bellingham. Shuya Kamakubo has kind of been a dark horse in the bantamweight division for a while. He's undefeated at 6-0 and is coming off of a third-round submission over Troy Worthington at one heavy hitters. He has faced very little resistance in his time in one so far, and I think it's time that we give him a pretty competitive opponent. Who better than the number 5 ranked former champion Kevin Bellingham? I think this matchup benefits both of them. As for Bellingham, it's going to show whether or not he can still hang with the young competition anymore. And with Kamakubo, it's going to be able to showcase if he can hang with the elite level opponent. Stylistically, I think this fight's also going to be pretty interesting because Kamakubo's style is based heavily in judo. So it's going to be pretty fascinating to see what happens if Bellingham is able to stuff the takedowns and keep this fight on the feet, or if Bellingham's going to be able to survive on the ground with someone as well versed as Kamakubo. After that, at number 4, we got Iko Rani Saputra taking on Yuya Wakamatsu. Saputra is on a 6-fight winning streak and has finished his last 2 opponents in less than 2 minutes. It's true that he has yet to face a high-level opponent, and I think Yuya Wakamatsu might be the right choice for him. Wakamatsu is coming off of a title loss to Adriano Moraes and is a well-rounded competitor to see if Saputra can hang with the top 5 of the division. Not only that, but stylistically, I think this is an interesting fight. Saputra was a medalist in the Southeast Asian Games in 2009 and 2013, so he might have the best wrestling in the entire flyweight division. Wakamatsu has proven to actually have pretty good BJJ in his last couple fights, though he did get submitted by Moraes. For this fight, it would be good to see if Wakamatsu can bounce back from his loss to Moraes, and for Saputra to showcase if he can compete with the best. And number 3, we got Roberto's Robocop Saldik taking on Volmir da Silva. Robocop has a lot of buzz around him because he was the 2-division champion in KSW. I think an entertaining fight for the fans would be against Volmir da Silva. Silva is coming off of a win over Tae Ho Jin. And this fight would not only be an explosive back and forth between 2 pretty powerful strikers, I think it would also be a good introduction to Robocop. Some people have suggested he fight Sage Northcutt, but I think Da Silva is more of a natural welterweight, and I think it would be a more competitive fight. This fight would almost definitely end it as a finish. This fight would also almost certainly go to a finish, as all of Da Silva's wins have come via stoppage, and Robocop only has 2 decision wins to his name out of his 20 total victories. Next up, at number 2, is Senzo Ikeda taking on Jeremy Miyato. This fight was actually booked earlier this year at Heavy Hitters, but was lost due to some COVID protocols. And it's a shame because both of these guys put on very entertaining performances and a very entertaining stand-up. Both are coming off of multiple knockout victories, and the winner of this would most likely be in the top 5. I think their styles match up well together, and they would most likely create a very entertaining fight for the fans. And finally, at number 1, Ilias Anahashi, the current flyweight kickboxing champion, taking on Hiroki Akamoto, the current bantamweight kickboxing champion. Not only do both champions not have a readable contender to face next, but I think that their styles would make for a really entertaining contest. Despite being a division below Akamoto, Ilias is actually taller and longer in reach. As mentioned before, neither of these guys have much in the way of next coming up opponents. And I think the story of Ilias trying to become a 2-division kickboxing champion would be very entertaining to watch. It gives them both something to do, and I think it would be a fun fight for the fans. Whether this fight would happen at flyweight or bantamweight would be up to Hiroki Akamoto, whether or not he would be willing to be cut down there. Otherwise, it could happen at bantamweight because we know that Ilias could definitely make that bantamweight as well. With all that, thank you for watching this video. Please put in the comments what fights you want to see before 2023, and I'll see you with the next one. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more content. This is Shire TV Productions, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.